Hi guys, welcome back to our daily market analysis. I'm Dhruv and let's get started. So I think recently this particular news came out that India did sign a trade deal with the US and the tariffs have got reduced to 18 percentage. Still, that's a very positive news for the markets. But if you actually think about it, what happened today was basically that yesterday the markets went down crazy by 2%. The news was negative, everything looked bad. Today suddenly everything looked much more positive. The data, to be honest, the news came out much later, but you can see that the Nifty already is the Nifty futures is up by 4%, and yeah, this is a very good day for the market in general. So now you could understand that what sort of traps that we usually talk about. 24,600 was acting as a support. I've been telling it from a very long time, and it did act as a support. And now Nifty did break the 522, and it's going to break 811 and stuff. Much more positive news in the bad times, and yes, this is normally very much interesting to understand stuff. So yeah, we have to write this down today. Even the markets are not open, but obviously the futures are telling us that. And the OI data, I was just actually just taking a look at what the OI data was, what the story was telling, and we could actually understand from this that looks very interesting from the point of view of what is happening into our entire, like, first the EU trade deal. It was actually getting postponed from a very long time. It would actually have taken much more time if Trump did not do anything what he did to Europeans and stuff, threatening them for tariff like situation. If they try to get in this particular detail when they're trying to capture Greenland. So a lot of interesting stuff. Overall, it worked out so much better for India. Very happy for India and Indian markets definitely. Yes, so let's get started. What is the this daily market? Nifty is forming this bullish harami pattern again. Bank Nifty is forming. This is not because for the bullish harami it should come exactly half of it, at least half of it, but it is forming some sort of Nifty forming bullish harami. And India, US signed trade deal. The 24,600 support. Actually, if you actually see from yesterday, the Nifty actually gave closing before about 24,600, and this did work out as a support. Nifty. Next resistance is at 25,500, but yeah, that's next resistance on a chart looks like 25,500, but tomorrow it's going to break. It looks like it obviously looks like this. And for Bank Nifty, what happened today is it moved 0.35% up. Next resistance 59,600, again it's going to break it. 60,100 possibility it's going to break it, that too, but 59,600 still acting as a resistance. Still acting as a resistance for Bank Nifty. So this is an important lesson that we get from the overall situation. I've been tracking it from a very long time, fan of geopolitics. So that what do you do to a bully? In order to get out of a situation when someone is bullying you, in this case it was India, you just keep your mouth shut and let the time pass. Let the period get along with it, and all the other stuff will eventually turn out much more favor to your side, right? This is something, and you can see from the OI data, 24,800 is acting as a big support, and all these levels saw massive amount of call unwinding, put writing, and market looks there's no major resistance that we can see from the data. It's much more bullish. Nifty, no resistance on any levels, on any upper levels, a lot of call unwinding, and put writing happening onto the lower levels. What the PCR is telling us, PCR is at 1, from 0.4 to 1, crazy. From PCR is at 1, that is bullish. What is happening to the participant options data? 2nd Feb, lot of 61,000 call call buying. Client FI bought 61,000 call options, sold 29,000 put options, bullish. Pro bought 1.71 lakh call options, sold 95,000 put options, full bullish, FI bullish, pro bullish. Client sold 2.32 lakh call options, but did write like 1.2 lakh put options, so it made bearish position. But we can see from the overall thing that that client is going to be wrong most of the time, and FI and Pro are bullish. So this is right. I'm writing after a very long time. Are bullish. The client is bearish. But overall, to be honest, client was much it made a lot of call. 5.2 lakh. They sold like 5.2 lakh call option, put option, and bought 2.79 lakh call options. Client would be making a lot more money because the data was telling us the same situation, that client was mega bullish on market from a very long time, and it did made its position, and major, hardly there was any sort of futures selling, cutting of future selling position. FI sold like 1800 crores in stock and bought 86 crores in futures. Okay, FI bought 886 crores in futures and sold, the spelling of it is wrong, FI sold 1800 crores in cash. So let's try to look at what is happening on to other markets. S&P is up almost at its all-time high level. Nasdaq is up, going towards its all-time high level. Slightly resistance that it's going to face. DAX has gone up by like 1%. Nikkei all-time high. Just China's market got down by like 2.5%. I don't know, because of all this metal, there was some sort of news regarding that metals are getting discounted, because of all this metal outflow, and the market is going down. US dollars up by 0.5%, gold crashing like anything, but again today it was also 5% now. Silver is down by like 12%. Again, this is something that is next level. USD INR crashing, it's down by 0.42%. TLT is going down, EDV is going down, US 10-year bond yields going, 10-year bond going up, yields going down, but yield is also going up and bond is also going up. TLT, EDV on the other side is going down. Anticipation of there won't be any sort of a rate cut is predominantly very high because TLT and EDV are not going up. Why is it the case? Just understand this, that the moment if there won't be any rate cuts, so the next, for any sort of bonds issues that the US government is going to do, it is not going to it's not going to cut its interest rate, right? It's going to still deliver 4.5% rate on its fixed bond and stuff. Imagine if they would have cut any sort of positions onto, let's say, if they would be delivering 4% onto the next sort of bonds that they would have issued, that would, the older bonds, that would make the demand of older bonds to go high, and that ETFs of these bonds are called TLT and EDV. So TLT and EDV for this particular reaction would go up, but as there is no situation that they are going to cut the interest rates, the TLT and EDV, because of this news, is going down. even though the US 10-year bonds are going up and 10-year bonds are going up, right? Goes and US oil is down by like 5%. Again, another level craziness happening into markets. I still did not understand why the US oil is down by 5%. What is the fundamental behind it? Technically, the resistance actually, if you think about it, that $65, $65.2 resistance that we have marked from a very long time, it is respecting that. Technically, is strong. No need to worry about this. BTC took the support at 74,400 level. How did I come up with this level? Give you a monthly perspective. On the month of April 2025, it made the lowest price as 74,420, right? And you could see I did draw a line on the 74,420, and the highest price of the March 2024 on a monthly candle was also this. So just trying to teach you that technicals do work. You just have to understand support and resistance, right? So when we are actually going to a daily time frame, BTC took support exactly at 74,000, like, you know, the lowest price you can see 74,500, and like 420 was some sort of level for us. Like the lowest was 74,500 too, but like hardly at $100 difference we were approximately right. But that is something that you will get from technical analysis. But we have to understand that if the world is actually moving away from the riskier assets, then in this case the BTC will actually go down. But as I can see, it is moving from the safe assets. There's a good possibility that, you know, riskier assets like BTC will get a consideration, and there might be some sort of upticks that BTC can see in the next coming days. That is something that I can think of at this point of time, right? Because if the money is getting out from gold, silver, there's no anticipation of any rate cuts from Fed. BTC might actually, you know, be the winner of this particular scenario, because at the same time the stock markets are going up. Nasdaq and Dow is going up. So that's what I think about it from this from my perspective, that this is something that should happen. We'll understand this. The next sort of resistance is at 80,600. How did I come up with that resistance? Go on a monthly time frame. We didn't see anything. Yeah, we did see this, that in the month of November of 2025, the lowest price of the monthly candle was, the lowest you can see from the chart, 80,524. Here you see the chart, right? 80,524. So this is something that roughly I draw the lines based on looking at it. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Bye. Looks much more positive. Thank you so much. Bye.